Welcome back to Seer Recaps, and today we are going to talk about the Blue Jays sweeping the San Francisco Giants. Let's start off for Game 1. Chris Bassitt and three relievers combined on a shutout, and the Toronto Blue Jays roughed up San Francisco's Justin Verlander in a 4-0 win over the Giants on Friday night. His start on Friday proves that Verlander on the Giants will be the next Celtic Shaq. But Bassitt allowed 10 hits, struck out 5, and walked none in 6. As the AL leading, Toronto kicked off the second half by improving 33 and 16 at home. Bassitt became the first major league pitcher in more than a decade to give up at least 10 hits and not allow a run. White Sox left-hander John Danks did it in a complete game win at Houston on May 31st, 2015. Brendan Little struck out both batters he faced. Yariel worked the eighth, and Jeff Hoffman finished for the Blue Jays, who have won 14 out of 18. This shutout was Toronto's 7th of the season. Verlander allowed 4 runs and matched a season high by allowing 9 hits in 2.5 innings, extending his career worst winless streak to 16 starts. It was Verlander's shortest outing. He went 2.5 innings against Seattle on April 4th, his second start of 2025. Verlander started in Toronto for the first time since his no-hitter against the Blue Jays with Houston on September 1st, 2019, his second of 2 career no-hitters in Canada. But today is not September 1st, 2019, and he has now turned into KG on the Nets. Verlander allowed Springer's ground ball single in the first inning, then gave up 4 runs on 6 hits in the second. He was replaced by Tristan Beck after a 2-out walk to Will Wagner, Toronto's number 9 hitter. Wagner hit a 2-run double off Verlander in the decisive second inning. Key moment. Left-hander Little replaced Bassitt with runners at first and in second. In the 7th, Little struck out pinch hitter Luis Matos and struck out Heliot Ramos to end the threat. In Game 2, Addison Barger had a career-high 4 hits. Will Wagner hit a go-ahead 2-run double in a 4-run 6th inning, and the Toronto Blue Jays beat the San Francisco Giants 6-3 on Saturday for their 9th straight home victory. Tyler Heineman homered and drove in 3 runs for the Blue Jays. They have won 15 of 19. Eric Lauer struck out 7, 6th inning, as the AL leading Blue Jays won for the 21st time in the past 25 home games. Toronto is 34 and 16 at home. Jeff Hoffman finished for his 23rd save in 27 chances. The Blue Jays trailed 2-0, entering the bottom of the 6th against right-hander Logan Webb. But it turned out around as 5 of his 6 batters had hits. Webb, 9 of 7, allowed 4 runs and a season-high 11 hits in 6th innings. Willy Adames hit a pair of solo home runs for the Giants, his 13th and 14th. It was his 9th career multi-homer game. Lauer, who's 5-2, allowed 2 runs and 2 hits in 6 innings. The left-hander retired the first 13 batters in order before Adames homered in the 5th. Adames cut the gap 4-3 with a 2-out homer off Chad Green in the 7th, but Heineman replied with a 2-run blast off Ryan Walker in the 8th, his 3rd. The key moment of this game was Bo Bichette leading off the bottom of the 6th with a ground ball single, and Barger doubled him to 3rd. 1 out later, Ernie Clement hit an RBI single, and Wagner followed with a 2-run double. Heineman capped the rally with an RBI double. With this win, the Blue Jays are 11-3 in July, and Game 3 will make that the Jays are now 12-3 in July. So, in Game 3, the Blue Jays absolutely cooked on offense. Addison Barger hit a 2-run home run. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and George Springer added 2 solo shots, and the Blue Jays defeated the San Francisco Giants 8-6 on Sunday to complete a 3-game sweep to match a franchise record with their 10th consecutive home win. Toronto also won 10 straight at home, July 21st to August 3rd, 1985. Toronto's current streak began with a 4-game series sweep of the Yankees from June 30th to July 3rd, overtaking New York for the AL East lead. Then the Jays followed that with a 3-game sweep of the Los Angeles Angels. The Yankees and the Blue Jays opened a 3-game series in Toronto on Monday. Since a 3-game sweep of San Diego in late May, the Blue Jays have won 22 of 26 at home. Guerrero reached base 3 times and drove in 2 as Toronto improved to 12-3 in July. The series sweep was their 8th of the season. Toronto's Jose Barrios, who is 6-4, allowed 4 runs and 8 hits in 5.5 innings and won for the 4th time in 6 starts. Yarel Rodriguez finished his second save in 3 chances. Springer's homer was his team-leading 17th. Barger's was his 14th. Guerrero erased a 1-0 deficit with a 420-foot drive off Robbie Ray in the first inning, his 13th. Robbie Ray, who's 9-4, allowed 5 runs and 5 hits in 4.5 innings. The left-hander matched a season high with 5 walks. San Francisco's Matt Chapman had 2 hits, including a 2-run homer, his 13th. The key moment of this game was when Barger hit a second deck drive off Spencer Bivens in the 5th, a 4-run inning that began with a Springer connecting off former Blue Jay teammate Robbie Ray. The key stat of this game is that the Blue Jays are 21-7 when they hit 2 or more homers. Alright, the next series, the Blue Jays are facing the Yankees. That one is going to be electric. Alright, I'm Jalen, and this has been Syrup Recaps.